Welcome to 35 to 1 Roulette Cruising. We've got a subscriber strategy. It's called Hot Pressed Corners, sent in by Andrew. Let's check it out. So Andrew sent a strategy in. It's called Hot Pressed Corners. And it's kind of laid out similar to the point pusher strategy. It's a $35 average is what it starts at. After a couple of wins, you press it up to $55 and try to turn that $35 bet into a $90 win. Okay, so it's a step system. There's really just two steps to it. Let me buy in. I'm going to buy in for $500 with this strategy here. And we're going to use $5 chips for it. All right, so there's $500. Remember, you got to give them your CPass. They'll scan it, give it back to you. That's how you get your points on the chips, okay? All right, so here we go. So I got $500 in red chips that are $5 a piece. And the setup for the strategy is you take $35 and we're going to put 15 chips on the third column. We're going to put one chip on four corners. Now I'm just going to focus here on the middle of the table. You could put your four corners anywhere on these two columns for sure, okay? So I like to focus on the middle of the table. That's just me, but you can put them wherever you want to. You can put them down here and then over here if you wanted, but I kind of like the middle of the table mostly. All right, so we're going to run it this way right here. So the way it works is if any bet wins, okay, that is a $10 profit. Okay, so we're going to win $10 there, spins again, lands on 17, that's another $10 profit. Okay, so now you have a $20 profit with the strategy. Now we're going to take those four chips and we're going to press up our corners. Now our corners went from $5 a piece, now they're $10 a piece. Now if another corner hits, that's going to be a $35 profit. So we're going to count out 7 chips again. Okay, so there's 7 chips right there. Now, the plan is to leave it at the $55 average because we went from $35 up to $55 and we're going to rack this $35. Okay, so now we're playing with their money at this point. Okay. Now we're hoping we get another win, and every win from this point forward, if it hits a column, is a $35 win, okay? $35 profit. We'll just continue to rack that $35 as long as these corners hit. Now, if a column hits, if it lands on 27, we're actually going to lose $10 because if you rake the table and you put it down, you paid this column down here, you would actually lose $10 of that. So then what I'm going to do is we're going to drop it back down to the $35 start, and we're just going to go ahead and rack the $10 extra we have there and start back at step 1. So let's give it a try. We're going to go, I want to try to go 20 spins for sure, and if we can go 30, we'll go 30. For time purposes, we won't rake the table. We'll just see what we can do, see if we can make profit. If not, I think with this strategy, you need to have a walkaway. You know, so if we can get up, we're bought in for $500. So I think if we can get up $200, I think we're going to call that a walkaway at $200. And, you know, of course, if we lose everything, it's time to leave, right? So, here we go. Let's get started with it. All right, our first spin here. And we're going to try to go 20 spins. So remember, we put 15 on the third column and 1 chip on 4 corners. And I'm going to focus here in the middle. Let's just see what happens with it. Okay, 19. That is a $10 profit right there. So we're gonna rake it just to make sure everybody's on board. Okay, so that is an 8-to-1 win right there. So there's 8 chips. Now we're gonna reset back to $35. 3 chips there, and we're gonna bring $10 back to our rack. And we're hoping for another win at this point. To get another $10, then we can press our corners. That's why it's called hot press corners. All right, 3. All right, that's a $10 profit right there. We're going to rake it the first couple times just so everybody's on board. Okay, so that's going to pay 2 to 1. There they are right there. Now we're going to reset our corners. Now we have our 4 chips here. So now we're going to take these 4 chips. We're going to press up those corners. All right, 10. Perfect. All right, so we're going to rake it. We're going to pay it just to show everybody. So that pays 8 to 1, but that's going to be a 16 chip win right there. Okay, there's 16 chips there. Now we're going to reset it back to the $55. 3 chips there, 2 on all the corners. And there's a 7 chip profit right there. We're going to bring that 7 chips back to our rack. Now our rack is full. We got $500 here, and we are $55 in profit at this point in time. Okay, 9. All right, so we hit the column. So let's rake it all. Okay, we lose $10 right there. Now we're going to reset back to $35, and we're bringing $10 back to our rack. Okay, now we're back to step 1. If you don't mind, make sure to hit that like button for me. It sure helps with spreading the video out, and helps with the algorithm for sure. Okay, 11 is a $10 profit. Now, what we could do is go ahead and say, well, we have that $10 from earlier, and we have the $10 for now. We could go ahead and press them up. It's kind of up to you what to do with it. You've kind of got profit in your favor right now. We're going to wait one more. We're just going to go one more, because we haven't had a loss yet, and we know it's coming. Okay, 9. So there we go. So there's that $10 profit. If we would have pressed them up, we'd have just lost $10. Okay, so we got 4 chips here. Now we're going to press them up. And we're at $55 again. Okay, 22. All right, we know that is a 7 chip profit. All right, so there's a 7 chip profit. We're going to bring that back to our rack. And we're staying at the $55 level right now. Okay, 16. That's another 7 chip profit. All right, we're going to bring that back to our rack. And you could shift these, you could start shifting them as they hit and see if that helps for the strategy to survive or not. All right, 5. Now, I probably would have shifted it, but we didn't, so that's how it goes. So we lose that. Now we're going to reset back to the $35 step 1 here. All right, this is spin 10, and we are in profit. All right, double 0. All right, and that's okay, because it's going to happen. All right, so we reset back 15, 5, 5, 5, 5, right there. Okay, 17, that is a $10 profit. Bring it back to our rack right here. Okay, 30, so another $10 profit. Now we're going to press up our corners with our $20 profit we had. Okay, 29. All right, that's a 7-chip profit. We're gonna bring that back to our rack. Okay, 11. That's a 7-chip profit. I'm gonna bring that back to our rack. Okay, 19. That's a 7-chip profit. Bring that back to our rack. All right, I'm gonna shift it. So I'm gonna leave these two numbers here, 19 and 20, I'm gonna leave them exposed. This 19 just hit, and I'm hoping that it doesn't repeat one of those two numbers here for me. If we can get one more hit out of it, I think we'll be good. We'll have our walk away. Okay, 6. Okay, so we hit that column, so we lost our $10 here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and reduce it. Should we reduce it or go for it? Let's go ahead and go for it. All right, we're going to go ahead and replenish that $10 loss right there on those two corners there. Now, I went ahead and reset back to the middle here. Okay, 12. We lost that $10 right there. Let's go ahead and just reset back to square one here. All right, so I've reduced it back down. I'm back down to the $35 level with it. Okay, 23. That's a $10 profit right there. Now you could run it at this and just continue to earn those $10. You could do it that way if you wanted to. All right, 5. All right, so that's a loss. All right, reset back to 35. And step 1 there. All right, but this is spin 20. So we are 20 spins into it. We are in profit. We're over $100 profit right now. 13. Okay, so there's that $10 profit right there. I'll just rack it right here for a second. And spin number 21. All right, 22 is our number. That's a $10 profit. So now we have our 4 chips. All right, we just pressed up our corners. Now I hit 22. Let's shift. So we're going to shift. We're going to leave 22, 23 open right now. All right, so we hit 19. That is a 7-chip profit. All right, there's 7 chips. Bring it back to our rack. Spin 23. We want to move our chips back to our original spot here. All right, 21. All right, so that's a $10 loss right there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just replenish those two. We're hoping we get that another corner to hit real quick for us. Spin 24. Okay, 16. There we go. I think we've met our walk away. Okay, so there's that 7-chip profit right there. And we're going to go ahead and rack it up. Let's see what we finished with. Okay, so there we have it. It's the hot press corner sent in by Andrew. I'm really liking this strategy. It seems to do really well. I think I've played this out about 4 sessions, and every session I've been profitable. We started with $500. We had a $500 buy-in. We said our walkaway was going to be a $200 profit. So there's $100, $200, and $5. Okay, so in 24 spins, we are in profit $205. All right, so it can be profitable, that's for sure. So let's see. As far as ratings go, your comp value for this strategy, you're at $35 to start the strategy, which isn't that bad, to be honest. But then you can bump it up to $55, and we kept it close to that 55 for most of our spins. Probably for more than half of our spins, we had it at $55. So your $55 average, it held up 24 spins, and I think you could continue to play this strategy out to 50, 60, 70 spins. We never really got in trouble with this strategy. Now, that's not guaranteeing that this strategy is going to work every time, because you're leaving 4 numbers here, 4 numbers, 10 numbers total. You're leaving 10 numbers exposed, and so it's not that bad as far as coverage goes. So as far as comp value goes, I'm going to give this a 4. I'm liking it because it can survive, and when you lose, it can recover. All right, so you can kind of keep your average kind of in the same area, 35, 55, in that range. So anything you can get over $40 or close to $50 average on, I think it does fairly well if it can hold up with that amount. Let's see. So profitability goes. I think profitability on this one, I'm going to go ahead and give it. I'm going to go ahead and give it 4 stars. 4 stars, because every time I've run this strategy, it has been profitable. So 4 stars for profitability. As far as ease of setup, it is super easy to set up. You have 3 chips there and pick 4 corners. As long as you know what a corner is and know what a column is, I think it'd be pretty easy to explain this to somebody, how to set it up. So ease of setup, I'm going to give it a 4 star. I think it's a great strategy, Andrew. I'm really glad you sent it over to us. And if some of you play the point pusher strategy, it's very similar to that. The setup is almost identical. Minus 1 corner and minus the basket. That's the only difference between the 2 strategies. But what Andrew has done is he's made use of those profits to press his bets to earn a little more money off of it. So the average is good, profitability is good, comp value is good. I'm really liking it. I'm definitely going to try this on the next cruise. I would even play this with green chips. I'm really thinking about playing this with green chips and trying it out. I've played it 1 session with green chips just to practice it out and see how it did. And I bought in for $1,000 and I walked away with $1,600. So, but that's playing here at the house, of course. So I'm really thinking about it. I'm liking it because it's not a very expensive strategy. I would say you could probably buy in with this strategy for $300 and probably run it for quite a long time before you ran out of money. Of course, it's going to get you. I mean, the wheel's going to go through cycles, so it's going to get you eventually. And you could change that. You could change it from $5 units. You could change it to $10 units if you wanted. You could put $30 down there and $10 on each of the corners. That would be a $70 average if you wanted to do that. And then every win would be a $20 profit. And then, so then you could be, I think you could be $110 with the strategy on the second, third hit there. So your average could be a little better. So if you could afford it, bump it on up. Go to $70 for the average on this strategy. And if you played it with green chips, that's $175 you would have on the table with 125 chip on the corners and 3 down there. So you're at $175 with the strategy at that point. So if you can afford it, I would run it with that level. Anyway, so that's it. So that is the hot press corners sent in by Andrew. If you have a strategy you want me to try out, be sure to email it to me at roulettecruising@gmail.com. I like a $300 to $400 buy-in. I try to go 20 to 30 spins with it, see how it does. If it falls apart with 1 session, I'll try to go another session to see if it can recover. But if you don't mind, make sure to like this video for me. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to 35-to-1 Roulette Cruising. And until next time, happy cruising. We'll see you. Bye.